recording?
Take that shit down. They don't sponsor us.
That's my fucking.
They don't fucking sponsor us.
That's my fucking laptop.
They don't sponsor us.
I don't give a fuck. CJ Show, episode 2. We're out here today with the Sean Don. First time I'm ever drinking champagne in my life.
That's wild.
It's 12 o'clock. I don't got shit to do today. It's time to rip. That's what I'm talking about. I'm actually gonna pour some more.
Time for a podcast.
It is a good time for a podcast. So what you got cracking today? How's your day been?
Good. Just practice. And then I got another practice at 7:30 tonight. Probably head to the gym after this. Hit the sauna.
What kind of practice did you have
I
this
got
morning?
double Muay Thai today. Double Muay Thai on Mondays, and then tomorrow is Jiu-Jitsu.
Man, hold up. Dude, I gotta get this fuzz out my ears that we're hearing.
I feel like I always hear this like 24/7. Like this is like constantly in my ears.
No, it's not this bad usually. Yeah, it's like almost too sensitive right now. The headphones are too much. Can you get better?
It's still pretty loud. I can hear myself. Actually, that's better.
Okay, yeah, just remind me to turn it up for
For the video.
the video. I don't even know if I'm gonna edit that out. All right, we're back. CJ Show, episode 2. We're cracking today. We got some good shit on the plate. Yeah, so that's what's happening. Fuck.
Kick it off with. Mr. Top.
Oh
G.
yeah, no, I need to hear about this Be Real app that's going around.
Oh yeah.
That everyone's got, and I don't even fucking got. I didn't even know it existed till 2 days ago.
I'm on the same wave until about a week ago. I just got it, and I actually texted one of my group chats with my friends, and I was like, "What the fuck is Be Real?" And they were like, I didn't know if it was like a filter on Instagram or an app or something like that. And then they gave me the lowdown, and I got it, and it's actually fun. And I honestly got it just for because you get it.
Fun, man. Social media is not fun. Social media is a fucking headache.
I'll show you. I know the camera can't see this, but a lot of you guys probably actually have Be Real already. It's very popular.
Explain
So you
it.
post a picture, and it takes a picture with your front camera and your back camera. So no matter what
That's
you're doing,
all?
it takes a picture of everything. Yeah.
That's all?
Here's her. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so fucking lame.
No, it's fun. Like you just be looking through, and then like people can react to your shit, and like they can like.
Are the reactions private?
The reactions, no, everyone can see the reactions.
Oh man.
So like you can like see like it kind of like start some beef probably. Like there's definitely some like relationships that are in jeopardy because of Be Real. 100%.
Well,
I already see some people.
No real motherfuckers are on that one. So I'm just gonna tell you right now, that's the one the girls are gonna be acting crazy on.
Yeah.
That's the one the girls are.
Oh, they already are,
crazy
dude.
on. And okay,
Already
so
wildin'.
today one of the things on the fucking plate is I've been seeing a lot of Andrew Tate hate online, and this is unacceptable.
I think there's two sides to it. I think you love him or hate him.
Well, no, I don't think anyone should hate him, because you know what? I was talking to my mom last night, and she was like, "What's Andrew Tate?" And I was like, "He has She was like, "What's Andrew Tate?" I was like, "He has multiple wives."
What is Andrew Tate?
Who? What? How? Whatever. He's a fucking enigma. He's a fucking enigma. And fucking, she was like, "Well, that lifestyle is definitely not for me, but I'm not gonna speak down on it." She's like, that's all she said. She didn't really get too much into it. And then she watched the video and she was like, "This guy's kind of stupid." But I was like, "Mom, you're just behind. You're just behind." But yo, so I've been seeing a lot of hate. He's not misogynistic. Yeah, and one thing I want to talk about is people call him misogynistic, but he takes care of all of his women. Like,
yeah, he cares about women. He said it.
You care about women if you take care of them, you buy them things. So I don't really understand where that hate's coming from. And I feel like most of the hate is probably because of the stuff he says about stepping out. And a lot of people don't like that.
Yeah.
But but he says
what majority of people think.
Yeah,
that's
it's like
the thing.
Because men can step out, and it's just like a day out, and it's just like bang, whatever.
Yeah.
And then they come home, and it's like that girl I don't even remember her name.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even remember her name. But a girl cannot biologically do that.
Yeah.
Like, if they're having sex with someone,
They-
it is like, you know,
They're
unless
100% enthralled with them.
unless they're a demon.
Yeah.
And demons exist. Demons exist.
Oh yeah, you ran into
I
a few
ran
days
into a
ago.
demon a few days ago. And they take your soul. It's kind of
Yeah.
weird, but like, it's just a demon. But
I'm
We're gonna
glad
watch
to
this-
not have come across
we're gonna watch the
too
first.
many demons.
We're gonna watch the first 12 minutes of this podcast, and we're gonna talk about it. Pause it every here and there. Andrew Tate talking about, you know, that lifestyle.
It's a chick, one of my chicks.
Hold up. I'll edit this out. You don't gotta wear your headphones right now either.
One of my wives. I got 4 wives. I'm from Ethiopia.
That's one of your wives, for real, or is that a girlfriend?
Girlfriend.
I haven't seen her in a minute.
So wait, when you bring a girl, when you bring like a girl, is she a girlfriend or just a girl for the trip?
Girlfriend.
Girlfriend.
Yeah.
So you like make her, you put her on cigar duty.
Well, if I need a cigar, then I would ask her to go politely get me a cigar. Yeah.
What if she said no?
Well, how could she possibly say no to me?
What if she's like, why do I have to get your cigars? Like, get your own cigars.
Why do I have to put you on a private jet to fucking Croatia? Fuck off then.
There you go. There you go.
I agree with that.
Like,
So
why?
how many girlfriends?
Me?
Yeah.
Man, I'm a man of God. I'm a good man. I don't want to be in this podcast. Everyone trying to tell the world that I'm some kind of horrible, evil misogynist. Everyone seems to think I am for some reason.
I think it's great to have multiple.
But do you?
Yeah, why not? I mean, if they're okay with it. Yeah.
Well, do you have like a ranking system? Like you have a main piece and then side girls? How does that work?
I'm a man of God. I read the Bible. I go to church. I don't know. I can't possibly answer these questions. This is obviously going to be watched by every single female that has any kind of association to me, and I'm loyal to all of them.
Oh, that's awesome.
There you go. So do the math on that one. See, baby, I told you I was loyal. Don't worry about it.
So
I'm
would
loyal
you-
to all of you at the same time.
You think it's possible for a man to be loyal to one girl?
I think it's possible for men to do lots of things. Sure, we can go to the moon. You can be loyal to one girl.
Fuck yeah, we can do
You
it.
can go scuba diving if you want to. I don't think that if men were truly honest with themselves that they want to be, I think men are loyal to a woman to try and inspire loyalty out of her. A man will sit there and go, I only want to be with her. But really what they're saying is, I only want her to be with me, which is a masculine imperative, and it's natural, and I completely understand that. Every man's the same. But if you could make a woman be loyal to you while not being loyal to her, then you would not be loyal to her. If a man's truly honest and says, if I can press this button and she's loyal to me no matter what I do, am I still going to only be with her? Now, you might prefer her, you might spend 99% of your time with her, etc. Completely get that. But on a long enough time frame for the rest of your human life, if she's going to be loyal to you regardless, are you telling me that without any kind of backlash from her, without the chance of her cheating, without any bullshit, you're going to tell me for the next 50 years you're not going to fuck anything ever once?
If she let you, why not? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
I
I
feel
would
like
definitely
everyone
do
would
it.
agree to that.
Everyone would agree to it, right?
So it's different for men and women. Is what
It's completely different for men and women, and it's also different because a lot of people misunderstand what I say. It's different for men of a certain status, right? If you're a man who has his shit together, at a certain level of status, you can say to a woman, look, I love you with all my heart, I want to be with you, I want to take care of you, but you're not going to tell me what to do.
I like it.
I'm in charge because this is my life. You're on the Tate train, and we're headed to Success Station. I'm the one driving it, and if you're going to be on my train, certain things are going to happen. If you're unhappy, you can get off. No problem.
I feel like you've been experiencing that as like a high value male. Me and Salim kind of just started. I'm hoping Steiny gets there one day, but once you get there, it'll be dope. When you get into the high value area, it's like it's pretty fire.
Well, if you're hard to replace, then you're going to accept more things than you would accept from someone who's easy to replace, right? This is basic human psychology. We can take it away from dating and apply it to basically anything. You will accept your Lamborghini breaking down because it's hard to replace it. You will not accept your Toyota breaking down because you can just go get a Nissan. So it's the same kind of game, right? If you look at a guy and go, he is amazing at...
You want to turn the sensitivity down?
What?
Do you want to turn the
No, it's fine.
sensitivity back?
All right. So one big thing he said right there was that you have to be irreplaceable as a guy. That means you got to do it all. You got to be in shape. You got to be smart. You got to fucking make money. And that's about it. Like, but you got to do it all.
Yeah.
And like, you can't be fat. Like, you can't be fat. You can't be stupid.
You know,
you
and
can't-
everyone knows their weakness too. Everyone knows their weakness deep down, even though like if you lie to yourself every day, you know your weakness deep down. So you have to work on that, whether it's your physical ability or mental ability or anything like that. You have to work on it.
Absolutely. And nothing he's saying there is even misogynistic. He's saying men should be the best they can possibly be so that they can achieve the highest standard and live to the highest goals of society or the best life possible. It's just like the left and that culture, feminist culture, wants people to be lower and feel inferior and almost like put them in a state where they will get depressed because they're not attaining higher standards and all of that.
And it's because it puts less responsibility on them. If everyone else is lower, then they don't have to work as hard because working hard is scary to people. So they just want to sit down and fucking be on the couch all day. And if everyone else is doing that, then they don't feel bad about it.
Yeah, and it's totally like intertwined with like what Democrats want. Like they want people to be lazy, they want people to be fat, they want people to do less because they want.
And even if they don't realize it, that's what's happening.
Yeah, because they want communism.
Yeah.
And that's what communism is. It's everyone doing less. It's everyone doing less and attaining less. But he's saying maximize everything. Be smart, be in shape. Get like
you have to maximize everything you do. Do it to the fucking max.
You have to have an abundance mindset in that aspect.
Yeah,
absolutely. And we're gonna get back to listening to this.
Everything. I truly feel I feel happy with this man. I can't find another man on his level who could possibly replace him or fill the hole in my life he would leave. Sometimes he fucks that bitch. Oh, fine. You're more likely to accept it. That's human nature, right? It's not even about intersexual dynamics and all the things I talk about, even though I could use those examples to apply all of my beautiful, completely correct, logical, affirmations. The reason I don't do that is because everyone comes back and does misogynist. So fine, cool. Stop them all crying. Let's talk about human nature. People are not going to be quick to replace something or attempt to replace something which is basically irreplaceable. So if you're a high enough status individual, then you get to get away with more. That's basic human psychology, isn't it, as a whole? And I think that I'm with guys here. I don't have to be polite. I don't have to say I think. I can say I know. I
don't think there's any girls in the room. Is there?
Is there?
It's not Steven here?
You're good.
Oh,
act like there's not.
Cool. I know that women as a whole are quite understanding of their status. Women are very, very intelligent. I know people say I'm misogynistic and people say I say bad things about women. Women are very, very intelligent in certain key areas, and one of the things they are most intelligent at or best at is reading their own status and understanding what they can and can't get away with.
Pause again. Turn your mic on. Yeah, it's on. Okay. He said something really important there, is that women are capable of things men are not, but they're also not capable of things that men are capable of, which is like perfect. Like it should be like that.
So, I mean, it's
like,
pros and cons. It's everything. Everything is like that.
Yeah, so he's not saying misogynistic things, but he's saying biological facts that women are not as good as these things as men, and men cannot be as good at some things as women. Like honestly, probably raising a family, because we're a little crazy sometimes, and all that. Like,
I mean, I think about it, and women care about. I mean, they don't care about it, but they definitely have a better understanding of how to raise a kid, and it's in the nature. It's nature, because they know how to nurture. They know how to nurture. They know how to fucking. They're used to that. They know what to do.
So I mean, women like going out into the work field and not having. This goes into what Elon's saying about women not having enough kids. Like, you need to be having kids. Yeah. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, there's a reason that for thousands of years that people have been in these two separate categories of men and women and doing these separate objectives, and it's gonna. Why would they interchange it? We're gonna
bingo.
There's clearly something.
Bingo.
There's clearly two.
Why are we? Why is the left trying to merge these two to one
down to one path
when they are biologically different things and they're better at different things?
And it doesn't matter because they can help each other out. It's the whole part of life.
Yeah, but you can't be that. Yeah. Like, you can't do the things a woman biologically is made to do.
Yeah.
And a woman can't do the things a man is biologically made to do, like protect and fucking go out.
And obviously, there's outliers like fucking
Ronda Rousey or something.
Exactly. Fucking UFC
she could
fighters.
protect me like.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
That's,
If you dated Ronda
that's
Rousey,
like
she'd kick everyone's ass.
0.001%.
Exactly.
Back to the pod.
And those are those 1% that those people bring up, by the way, which is annoying.
With women are experts at that.
100%.
You get the same chick who will act X way with one guy and get with a new guy and act completely differently. Because
Do you think that's subconsciously though? Like with
I think it's subconscious, but I also think they spend a lot of time on Instagram, a lot of time looking at the competition, a lot of time looking in the mirror, a lot of time trying to look good. A lot of time they spend a lot of time on themselves and within themselves, and they're pretty good at understanding their value and what they can get away with when it's compared against the value that's sitting opposite them, right? So they'll sit opposite one guy and be a dickhead, and sit opposite the next guy and be a sweetheart. They're quite smart at that, right?
That's
So
facts.
it's true. So I think that most women actually, if they get with a guy who they really know has his shit together, they're not going to sit there with that guy and say, "Listen, you better not," because I'm like, if I talk to him that way, he's definitely going to do it.
Yeah.
So they're going to come at a different angle. It would really hurt me if you, and then once they say it would really hurt me if you, then you can apply counters to that in different ways. You can just simply ask, why would that hurt you? Well, if you're fucking all these bitches, how do I know I'm special? So the only reason you know you're special is because I'm sexually exclusive. So if you knew you were special with something else, perhaps you did something else with me, or I did something else with you that I don't do with anybody else, and you would know you were special. So what are you worried about me fucking that bitch for? And it can't be that logical, because females are not that logical. You can't explain it that way. But I'm saying if you're with a woman long enough and you have frame and you have influence over her and you understand these basic paradigms and you mention them in the correct conversations at the correct way in the correct frame, over time, they'll learn to accept it. I say this and people completely have a meltdown. I don't know why people have a meltdown. It's facts. It's facts. You think any of these dudes fucking, you think any of these rappers fucking all these girls, the girls are telling them, you better be loyal. You better be loyal.
No, but why?
Fuck no. Because of his status.
Because they don't want to be left.
Because they know he'll just say no. Bye. So they.
And one thing I do want to say is that that lifestyle is not for everyone. But he's saying if you want to be the 1%, that is what you should strive to be able to do.
Yeah.
As that 1%, like, you should be able to do everything to the max.
Exactly.
And eventually, like, yeah, you should have a family.
Yeah.
But man, if you have millions of dollars,
Why
in the
not
bank,
do
you
it
can-
when you're fucking 30 or something?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
we live till we're 80
Well,
or 90
one
now. We
thing
might
is-
live till we're
one
100
thing
now.
is-
Like, we don't know.
a male's prime is later than a female's, so, and it's longer. So a man's prime is really from probably 26 to 38. I'd say that is a man's physical and probably when they're going to be able to work the most and level
Run
up the
and
most.
shit, yeah.
Level up the most. And a woman's prime, because men don't care about how much money a woman has. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, if I'm successful and all that, I'm not worried about how much money a woman's making. I just want her to be beautiful and
So it's
cool and
younger.
like fucking yeah. And a woman's prime is honestly probably 20 to 24.
Yeah.
After that, not getting prettier. So
Yeah.
men can date the younger women at those times. So when you're successful like that, it's not in your best interest to settle down. It is in your best interest to go make money,
Yeah.
travel around, be with different
But-
people.
Yeah, like you said, that's not everybody wants to do that. That's for the people that. Well, I mean, I think everybody does want to do that, but
Everybody
People-
wants to do
people-
that.
people know what it
Everybody
takes.
wants to do
Yeah,
that,
sure.
but people do not want to do
Yeah,
the work
exactly.
to be able to
People
do
don't
it.
wanna do what
People
it
don't want to
takes.
work 12-hour days. People don't want to
Exactly.
study all night. People don't want to read books.
exactly.
People don't want to work out.
Fucking- Yeah.
That's why, and it should be hard.
Exactly.
There should be
I
a
mean,
barrier of
it's-
entry.
Yeah, it's not. Everybody's not rich for a fucking
So
reason.
he's telling people, break that barrier of entry. Be that 1%. Don't
Yeah.
let the constructs that society is putting on you, the leftist culture that
Yeah.
is put on us in school, in fucking social
I mean,
media,
even
in all that.
it's been forever. Like the school, like what
Dude,
schools
there's
put
fat
in your mind.
bitches in magazines.
Yeah.
There's fat
Yeah.
bitches in magazines.
that doesn't, like,
unacceptable.
if that doesn't
like,
say,
why
like-
are we promoting
Yeah.
that? Like,
If that
cool,
doesn't
you're like
say-
that. Let's make a plan so that you can get better, because
Yeah.
that is an illness.
Yeah.
It is an illness in every sense of it.
Not good for. It's proven, literally proven thousands of times that it's not good for you to be fat. Why are
Well,
we? What are we doing? Don't we
Obviously,
want people to be healthy?
obviously, and this video gets into exactly what we're talking about right here. Andrew Tate destroys this lefty. He's like 50 with pink hair, and he actually proposes a pretty good argument.
People are
So,
better at this.
I think we should
Better
listen to
this
this.
far are, like,
I think we
crazy.
should listen to this one right here.
A victim, because that's what you look like, my friend, and it's your own choice.
See, that's just it, though. The only reason they would choose you in that element is because of the patriarchal, female-dominated society that would.
Bingo. Here we go.
All right.
Here's the deal, Andrew.
This is fun. No. I'm not done.
Wait,
Name
Andrew,
a
listen to
society
me.
from history that wasn't patriarchal. Name a society from history that was not patriarchal.
See, listen to me, though. That is why people like yourself are bugging and going into hyper mode right now. Because society's changing. Society's changing.
I'll tell you why, I'll tell you why we cannot name a single society in history across the entire planet that was not patriarchal. Because patriarchal societies are optimized to survive. When things get difficult, when people are put in survival situations, we naturally revert to our gender roles. I'll tell you something, if we were all on a ship and the ship got shipwrecked, the men would start building and digging and hunting, and the women would start gathering and doing what women are naturally adept at. Because when it comes down to survival, you have to do what you are most competent at. And men are more competent at certain things, and females are more competent at certain things. I'm not saying
Not all men. Not all men. And not all females.
My point is,
talking about the women.
patriarchal societies are more competitive than any other type of society because society functions better as a patriarchy. So the reason you cannot name a single society in history that was not a patriarchy is because all of the societies, and I'm sure there were some, which were not patriarchal, were destroyed by patriarchal societies. They were wiped off the face of the planet because they are not competitive.
There haven't been any yet.
Books to read. They do not have monuments to find. And the point I'm making is that in the harsh reality of ultra competitiveness, only patriarchal societies can survive. So the reason you cannot name one from history is because all the ones that tried this idea that you're trying to purport were destroyed in real time. And in the West, in America, as we stand right now in America, which I wouldn't even call it a patriarchal society because it isn't, because females have more rights under law than men.
Oh my God, bro.
They do. And I'm telling you now,
so
as America falls apart and the patriarchy is disintegrated, all that's going to happen is that other countries like Russia, like China, like countries which are still patriarchal, will remain more competitive than the West, and you're not going to fix the world. America's just going to...
Dude, we're 2 minutes and 50 seconds into that video, and he's explaining to people exactly what is wrong with like America right now and why we're losing on the world stage to China, to fucking Russia. Like, it's bad, and it comes down to the weakness that we show, and that weakness would never show if our society held itself to higher standards. As he's saying, we need to, and it starts with an individual. We need to hold ourselves to higher standards. You cannot be fat, you cannot be stupid, you have to keep trying to better yourself.
I don't know what. People are afraid of competition, and I don't know why. I mean, I do understand why, because people are afraid to lose. Because once there's competitions, like, there's obviously categories to where you could lose, and you can be in the lower category.
And that's why combat sports, like wrestling, like MMA, like boxing,
you can't run from that shit.
Can
That's why
transform a person. Like, those people are different.
Exactly.
Like, they're just different people.
Yeah.
When you talk to them, they're different.
Exactly.
When you do an activity with them, they're different, because they understand. It's like almost like a key to life. You have to understand you can lose and still get better.
Yeah.
And
it
that's what
translates to everything.
Yeah, like, man, I got a friend who went from 265 pounds to 185 pounds in probably like 14 months, about like maybe 16 months. Because I fat shamed him, probably. Like, he was not losing weight until I was just messing with. I would just mess with him. I'd be like, "Hey, man, you look tired walking up the steps." And now, man, this motherfucker is pimping. Like, he looks like, man,
he looks shredded.
It's crazy that, and as he's lost weight, he's become a better smarter.
Yeah.
Better at school, like all these things. He's leveled up in all aspects.
When you put yourself through stress, you learn stuff, and you learn stuff about yourself.
You have to do hard things. That's one thing. Like
you
a combat sport is a hard thing.
Exactly.
Losing a ton of weight is a hard thing. So like, honestly, if you're obese, you have this opportunity to more than just transform your health, transform like your perspective on life. Yeah. Because if you lose that weight and you're able to keep it off, that is like nothing's harder than that. Yeah. Like it's a lifestyle. And anything that you want to be good at is a lifestyle, like business, sports. It's a lifestyle. You have to do it. Podcasting, like you have to be all in. You have to think about it 12 hours a day, go to sleep, eat, wake up, think about it.
That's why you genuinely have to love it, I think, because if you don't love it, then you're going to fucking wear yourself out. That's why jobs, you can't love a fucking construction job. So like it's impossible to love that. So when you're fucking doing that 8 hours a day, you're going to be miserable and you're going to go home and drink yourself to sleep.
Well,
so
one thing is
we're not surprised by that.
Money talks. Money can make you happy for sure. Yeah. For sure. But short term though. Like you still like man, I've had money and like that shit does not make you happy. Yeah. It can fucking, you can go out and have a good time with your family or like your friends, buy some drinks, buy everyone dinner. But what if those friends aren't like your real friends, You're surrounding yourself with fake people and money isn't going to buy you happiness in that situation. But money, like if you surround yourself with good people and you're leveling up and you're, doing things that make you better, you're going to find people that are enjoyable to be around and have the same in the process you will make money and you'll be able to be happy. That's the key. You have to that's the difference between happiness and joy, honestly. Like joy is the pursuit. You have to like the pursuit and
you have to enjoy that.
Yeah.
You have to enjoy the pursuit.
For sure. And honestly, like the libs are trying to take that away. Like they don't want you to.
Because it's hard and
they want everything easy. They do not want anything hard.
Because it's scary. The hard things are scary. I mean, it makes sense because hard things are scary to everyone.
Hard things are scary, but they just don't want. They've done hard things to be able to get to where they are, and they don't want you to be able to get to where they are. Well, politics is. I mean, you get the right sponsors from China, you're good.
Well, those people, but like just
like a random lib ain't done nothing. Yeah. But. Yeah, so let's get back to watching.
And that's why they're like that, because they haven't really done anything hard.
Absolutely.
They haven't had any
Bingo.
Thing hard.
Right there. Bingo. Back to the lib getting destroyed.
A third world shithole. So throw in the fucking patriarchy way and fix a fucking thing. You live in a clown world, my clown world.
Yeah, no, I don't. I mean, I do live in a clown world because there are people like you that are sitting there like pushing this inane philosophy. So yeah, I get it. I accept that. But first off, we haven't seen a non-patriarchal society yet. We're definitely moving toward it. And if you want to look at America and look at some of the problems with America, like what problems do we have? Well, there's an enormous wealth gap. You mentioned the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire didn't fall because of laziness. It fell because of overconfidence, because of an income gap between the richest and the poor, and because of political corruption. All three things that are sort of happening in America right now. So absolutely, America could fall, but it's not because men were turning soft, right? The idea of men being soft, the idea of men being soft, Andrew, is a battle cry of men who see that purely physical stature is no longer the only defining quality. Because like you said, they could line me and you up, and all those brutes like the cops or somebody looking for pure strength would choose you to defend them. But anybody who was from a marginalized group that was looking for an emotional defender, those people would pick me. Right?
What's an emotional defender? In the comments. What's an emotional defender?
Have an openness and a vulnerability that can relate to them and that can help them find that empowerment in themselves. I don't want to train people to be cheap. You know what I mean? We go to your Instagram page and you talk about being the Messiah and all this other BS. You want people to follow you like you're some sort of like deity boss. And that's actually a sign of your own weakness at work, right? That's coming from your own trauma, your own unhealed trauma.
Firstly, the fact you think that you're talking to marginalized people more than me, it doesn't even make sense. Because I'm talking to groups of people, you're talking to groups of people, and both of them includes marginalized communities. Secondly, the fact that I am actually mixed race, that I grew up in the south side of Chicago with my father.
Absolutely.
I know more about marginalized communities than you do, because you are as white as they can come, and you're sitting there talking about marginalized
Absolutely. Absolutely. But let me ask
I never woke up and thought, I'm brown, so I had to find this white guy with pink hair to fight for me. I woke up and fought for myself. And that is the point. It's not when you fight for yourself. You fight for yourself when you're a man. That requires all forms of power, whether it be emotional, mental, and physical. You just sit here telling men they should be as weak as possible and sitting around doing nothing. It's not good for society as a whole. And there's nothing wrong with patriarchal society.
I'm not advocating for weakness, right? I'm advocating for people to heal and to heal their trauma and not use their trauma like you do and then aim it at select groups of people in order to gain power and money, right? Instead.
I think we got about all we needed to. You think we got about all we needed to?
Yeah.
He slammed him, man. He slammed him. Man,
Fucked
so
him right there.
he said, first of all, it's a white guy telling a black dude or a guy who's not white, fucking, that he has privilege. That he has privilege. Yeah, I mean, he said he was fucking African or whatever, but whatever. Fucking roasted him, man. What's this one? Oh, we gotta watch the Portnoy one. So, first of all, I mean, he said exactly what we said about fucking, you gotta be the best physically, emotionally, spiritually.
Yeah, and the fucking pink-haired guy was saying that it's you're looking for that stature, and it's not the stature just to look good. It's to, like you said, the pursuit and the enjoying of the pursuit, because the working out and having that body is not just for working out. It's for your fucking mental health. It's for your physical health.
Absolutely.
And it translates to life. You do better in life as a whole. And if everyone worked out, then I think everyone would be better as a whole.
Absolutely.
And that's what he's saying.
Yeah, and, you know, if we had a society that focused less on mental health and more on, you know, physical health, I think it would translate over, you know. Yeah. And we had a society that focused less on fucking going out and drinking and more on fucking getting up in the morning and going and fucking working out, you know.
So even fucking taking mushrooms.
We're gonna get into that later. We're gonna get into that later. Yeah. I've been diving deep on the stoned ape theory, bro. I've been diving deep on it, and you know, because I've been honestly having this thing where like I've been struggling. Like I just think about things sometimes, and I was struggling to think like why humans are just so different from every other animal. But like because we have like this, we have consciousness that they don't have, and like honestly,
our brains are bigger.
Well, yeah, but like we have this thing where like we see a person, like let's say we see a person with a limp, we're like, oh, what's going on with that person? Like if a wolf sees that, they're like, oh, I'm gonna go eat them. Yeah. Like there's not even like that. No, there's not even like a pathway for them to go to sympathize with them. Sure. Like that doesn't exist. Yeah. It's like straight, I'm gonna go eat them.
They're also built like they're.
We used to be built like that,
true,
though.
Yeah.
We used. So like, what created?
But that's when our brains were a lot smaller. Then our brains like doubled in size.
But
like
what created
2 million years? Or
what
whatever.
created that though? We're gonna get into that.
Are saying
We're gonna get into that. I think it's a good one, but this is a good one, and we're gonna end the Andrew Tate stuff here. I just have been seeing too much slander from the libs and the women on social media, and I don't even think
they go into the same category.
Yeah, and I don't even think they understand what he's saying. He's saying, like they say, he contributes to rape culture because he's telling men they should.
He does the opposite. Honestly,
absolutely.
If someone does what he follows, how would they ever rape a girl? That's not what he fucking stands for at all.
I mean,
he stands for being a manly man, and that's not. There's nothing wrong with that. Being a manly man doesn't mean to fucking rape a girl. That's not. That means the opposite. It means to protect a girl.
All right.
Like I don't know what the.
We're gonna play this video while I pour another one.
That's Sean
Shonda.
Interesting statistic. 100% of the people I've ever had sex with were women. So I love women. I have nothing against women at all. I'm not sexist in any regard. I'm not misogynist either. I'm a realist. Like, I'm a realistic person. As a realist, in the modern world, they're going to call you sexist, misogynist, etc. But I'm none of those things. I am just.
Why do they call you that?
Because I say the truth.
Which is?
Yes, what is it? What does that not
Women
mean?
can't fight. Men are stronger. Like, more true things. I think another thing I said is and maybe I'll upset the ladies on the podcast. I hope not, but please correct me if I'm wrong.
Probably won't.
I said if I were to get on a plane and that plane was to fly into the eye of a hurricane, there's a 50% chance of it crashing. I want a male pilot because I think that males are better under stress and under pressure. I think they're less likely to get emotional in a life or death situation. That's why they make better soldiers. That doesn't mean that doesn't make me misogynist. That doesn't make me sexist. That's just true. Women are better at other things than men. And I'll sit here and say women are better at X. But I will say that men are better at Y. I'm not going to sit and pretend that we're all the same. We're not. Under pressure, when your life is on the line, anyone who's honest would want a male pilot in said situation. You would not want a female pilot.
So I disagree with that. I think that's a person by person, but I agree with men are stronger than women. I don't think anyone can argue that.
If you're telling me if you were to fly into a hurricane and you had the choice between a male pilot and a female pilot, you wouldn't have zero preference at all, Dave.
Not knowing anything about either of them, they're both pro pilots. No, we're not talking about dunking a basketball.
Well, I would choose a man because I know from my own personal experiences that when shit hits the fan and emotions are high and it's life or death, that the man is more likely to remain calm. And calm is what's going to keep me alive. So I would choose the man. For the same reason, I would choose women to do other things. Let me give you another example then, Dave. If gender roles aren't real, and you're now...
No, I think there are gender roles are real. That particular example, though, I'm sure you can have great female pilots.
I never said you couldn't. I said I'd choose a man in that particular situation.
I don't
say a lot of stuff about women like that they're your property.
That's not what I said. I was talking about an OnlyFans company when that question was asked. But I said that if a woman is going out with a man, she belongs to that man. That's his woman. So if she wants to do OnlyFans, she owes him some money because she's his.
You don't need to get into all that. I do. Dude, if you're hold up. Okay, we'll get into it. If your girl's doing OnlyFans and you're
she could buy you
bro,
stuff, but I don't think like
why the fuck would you date a girl that does OnlyFans in the first place?
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
So she's gonna
first
have
of
to
all.
pay me to keep me in the fucking relationship.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. Even if she paid me, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't. Yeah, I don't think I would.
I might do it for a couple months if the money's good. But
Yeah,
like honestly, only 2% of the girls make good money doing that.
Yeah,
Period. So, yeah, I mean, how is he a misogynist? He loves women and all that.
Let's go on a better track.
All right.
We kind of took a 180.
How's your training been? How's your training been?
It's been good.
Being good.
Yeah, just hard
what's the
training.
most? How many miles
same
do you
thing.
run usually?
I've
You don't
been
run
running
that much?
recently, but
You don't run?
Cause my foot's fucked up. But my last.
We'll edit that
Oh
out.
shit! Yeah.
We'll edit
Yeah,
that
that was good. Good catch. Yeah. Usually I'm at 6 to 8 is usually what I go. 6 to 8 miles a day. On the on a
bike. You don't run 6 to 8 miles a day.
Yeah, I do.
That's what I'm talking about.
I've been running since 7th grade.
Nobody else runs
I'm a
6
long
to 8
runner.
miles a day.
Yeah.
You're a long runner. You got long
I mean,
legs,
my
so
mom's
it's
been like an ultra marathoner for a while, so she's
how many?
She's ran like 30-mile marathons.
Oh,
So like,
shoot.
yeah.
Fuck
It's like
it.
when I'm
It's in
running
the
at like
blood.
8, I'm like, this is fucking like,
Man.
like I it hurts me, but I'm like, just mentally, I'm like, okay, my mom could literally run like 3 of these. Like I could like not do that.
Okay, so one thing I've been thinking about lately, man, is fucking Neuralink. Cause like, okay, so my brother, he's like a creative. He wants to write a story, and I help him with it sometimes. We talk about it, and it's like when you're talking about ideas, you can't get the idea that you want to tell someone just through words. Like it takes like a really long conversation to get like you can come up with an idea in your mind, and it can take you 2 minutes to come up with this idea, but it could take you 2 hours to portray the idea exactly how you came up with it in your mind over words. So like Neuralink really fascinates me because if I could just like zing it, like boom, you just got that exact idea. You can see every aspect I just put down. Like even for fighting, like your coach has a game plan. You're not you're not seeing.
Do you even think fighters would be able to get Neuralink? I don't think so. They would not be able to put wires in your brain if you're getting your brain hit.
Yeah, well, but I'm just saying hypothetically.
Yeah.
I'm just saying
Yeah, I know what you mean.
hypothetically. Like, your coach could just zing you a game plan, and you're like, oh my god, I wasn't even perceiving it like that through
you
words.
know exactly what to do.
Yeah,
You know exactly what position.
it's just
to pitch.
such a crazy thing.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's
does that make any unique experiences? Then if I have this knowledge, and I transfer it to you, and you have every single bit of that knowledge.
That's kind of cool. That would lead to a much more efficient society.
True, yeah, true. Because the competition would...
Dude,
the competition's going to go fucking through the roof.
Well, you would have to
Because what's going to happen?
You would have to have it. There would probably be, like, sectors in the world that wouldn't have it. Like, honestly, it would be like the Amazon today. It would be like what the Amazon is today, like the Amazon rainforest. You would be as primitive as them in comparison.
Yeah.
Because they would just be like, a boss can just zing 8 employees right there. They all know exactly how to fix this thing.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even have to really learn.
Yeah. You don't have to waste any time.
And that's like long term. I think he said short term, it's like he wants to help people with that can't use a limb, so it will activate that part of their spine that's like deactivated or whatever.
Yeah, helping nerves and stuff.
Man, that's so crazy to think about that. I mean, in 20 years, but it's like, will you get it? I don't know if I'd get it because
I'll probably get the later versions.
But it's like
so there. And if what we're talking about works. Why would you not? Because we're gonna be the fucking Amazon people. We're gonna be the fucking people that are.
But that's kind of cool.
To be the fucking stupid people that people look down on.
It's
They're
almost
just
like
gonna be like fucking not even talking, just like teleporting ideas, like looking around.
That's what it's gonna be. That's what it's gonna be. And
you're
probably gonna be emotionless and all that, because you're just gonna you're not gonna show it, and you're not even gonna have to use your mouth anymore.
It's gonna be hard,
dude. And this is why, like that, like what the common image of aliens is. Oh my god, I'm pulling it.
Just like your common, like, fucking big-headed, big-eyed dude.
Aliens. Are you kidding me?
Could talk about them, too. That's a crazy topic.
Elites memes.
Aliens.
That.
Look, no mouth, barely any mouth, big eyes to see, almost no nose. Because
huge fucking brain. See that?
Yeah, because the Neuralink, Neuralink's probably gonna blow our. God,
we're gonna need more fucking storage.
That's crazy, dude.
We're gonna need more storage, and we're gonna fucking have to. We're probably not gonna see that in our time.
No,
like
for sure.
In our time,
no, for sure. But like, it's so are aliens time travelers from the future? And that's what we're gonna look like once we get this. Because once you get the Neuralink, you're not gonna need your mouth. You're not gonna need your muscles either.
That's why they're so fucking.
They're not. Strong. Yeah, they're not gonna need to be strong because everything's just gonna be so transparent. Like,
because they're just gonna give people in prison Neuralink, then just fix everything.
Yeah, it will be. You'll be able to control like your dopamine levels and all that. But the thing is that what we want? Like, isn't kind of some of the beauty in life being able to navigate all that?
How much do we dip our foot in the fucking nature?
It's like, oh my gosh,
going
this is
inside
so funny.
Someone's brain
it's
is
like
kind of the last step.
Technology and mushrooms are like opposite sides of the spectrum.
They're kind of converging.
Yeah, and it's like we almost with the stoned ape theory and what's happening with technology. It's like to make the ultimate being almost. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, but do you think aliens are time travelers or what? Do you first of all, do you believe in aliens?
Genuinely?
I think they're time travelers.
I think what we're talking about actually is genuinely like a
true.
I think it's a fact. It's really not even like a far-fetched idea. I feel like unless I'm just high as fuck.
Okay, we're gonna watch the stoned ape theory right now. First of all, okay, let's talk about what the stoned ape theory is. The stoned ape theory is a theory that
we started with
forests.
Dude, they're all that's why everything is the same. We started with fucking monkeys and they evolved into aliens.
Trust me,
they're all literally the fucking
It's
same.
crazy, dude.
Holy shit.
So the stoned ape theory is that forests receded into grassland. Monkeys over 1 million years find psilocybin mushrooms that transform their brain and lead it to double in size. Because, I mean, anyone who's taken mushrooms know that when you take them, like you feel emotions that are like different, like, and if something like an animal were to take that over millions and millions of years, it could
and
transform
over a very long period of time every single day, because that's probably
they were
a lot
eating
of the time
it. It was their food.
It was their food. Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't just a drug
so
for them.
it could transform your brain into feeling emotions. Like we said earlier in the podcast, a wolf doesn't feel emotions when it sees another hurt wolf, but when I see another human on the side, I'm like, man, what happened to that guy?
Yeah.
Like, I might not always pull over and give him something because I might not have it, but you feel something.
Yeah.
And no other species in the world
is like that.
feels that. So we're gonna watch this video.
But there's also a scientific explanation behind that, and it's how big your brain
11.
got, and they talk.
So
about
this
that.
video is an illustration drawn by somebody, and a conversation between some guy who came up with it, I think, and Joe
Paul
Rogan on the
Stamets.
podcast.
Yeah, Paul Stamets is he's basically the mushroom grandpa. I actually take some of his supplements. Are good.
You did, dude. I know some people that are probably still.
Well, basically, we are descendants of fungi.
Yeah.
We share more common ancestry with fungi than we do with any other kingdom.
And fungi are closer to animals than they are to plants.
Animals came from fungi.
Whoa.
You and I are actually fungal bodies.
Oof.
I'm speaking to basically another fungal body right now.
Okay.
And from a cellular point of view, under the microscope, human cells, animal cells, and fungal cells are very, very similar. We exhale carbon dioxide, we inhale oxygen. And it's really interesting that many of the bacterial diseases that infect fungi also infect us. Our best antibiotics against bacteria come from fungi, penicillin being the obvious example. But, you know, the universe was created about 13.8 billion years ago from the Big Bang. The Earth coalesced out of stardust about 4.5 billion. The earliest records of life we have is about 3.8 billion years ago, single-celled organisms. But just recently in lava beds in South Africa, they found mycelium infused through the lava 2.4 billion years ago. Now, we split from fungi 650 million years ago. And then in Brazil this past year, they found a fully intact, apparently a fossilized mushroom published in Nature, which is a very, very reputable scientific journal. And that one is 1.4 billion years old. So the oldest multicellular organism in the fossil record today is this fungus in lava in South Africa 2.4 billion years ago. A fully formed mushroom who had its form was growing 1.4 billion years ago. We separated from fungi 650 million years ago. Mushrooms have had their form longer than we've had our form by more than 1 billion years. So, but think of that. Mushrooms had their form before we had ours.
Yeah.
These are elders. These are ancient organisms. These are the overlord underlords of our ecosystem. And I suspect, and as these neural networks, they have more neural connections in the mycelial mass. They're over 1,000 acres than we have in our brain. They are actually accumulating not only genetic intelligence, but I think that as time goes on, I hope that
we're
we
getting
will
deep
to
today.
interface with them, because I think that there is many benefits of us communicating with mycelium that can give us rapid responses to catastrophia. That's how they've evolved. And we're now the biggest walking catastrophe that I know, walking across the planet. And we need to engage these fungal allies for the benefits that we need to put into play in order to prevent the loss of biodiversity.
It seems like a communication gap would be very hard to bridge. The communication gap, I mean, if we really did find a way to communicate in some form with mushrooms, like the concept of language, like you were talking about, just the idea of nature and intelligence and these words that we have these sort of concrete definitions in our head that don't really apply to some things that are very, very confusing to us, like the idea of fungal intelligence, the idea that you could somehow or another understand the language that these things, we don't even understand dolphin language, right?
Well, one classic example, Japanese are so clever at this. There's a slime mold, called Physarum polycephalum, and they had and this slime mold is very, very good at navigating through people to, not me, not Paul Stamets, this is a demonstration of cellular intelligence.
Whoa.
So this is the tip of the proverbial mycelial iceberg, you know. This is has broad implications. And I just want people to suspend their disbelief. And this goes into actually the evolution of human consciousness. And Terence McKenna was a good friend of mine. I love Terence. I especially loved him in the last 5 years of his life because he made fun of himself so much. Terence and Dennis both came up with a stoned ape theory. Now, it's not a theory, it's a hypothesis.
That all was just background. This is the theory.
But cannot necessarily be, as not yet proven. A theory is a hypothesis that has been tested and proven with facts. So I disagree with them in saying it's not a theory, it's a hypothesis. But the hypothesis of the stoned ape, which I think you've alluded to before, is that with climate change and as the savannas increase and our primate ancestors came out of the forest canopies, they're tracking across the savanna. And if you're a hunter, what do you look? You look for footsteps and you look for scat. And the most significant fleshy mushroom going out of poop in Africa, hippopotamus, elephant, you know, deer, antelope, etc., is Psilocybe cubensis. It's a very large mushroom. You're hungry. You're with your clan. You consume it, and then 20 minutes later, you are catapulted in this extraordinary experience. Psilocybin substitutes as serotonin, becomes a better neurotransmitter, activates neurogenesis. It causes new neurons to form, new pathways of knowledge. So that's a stoned ape hypothesis, and it speaks to a mystery that the human brain, basically the brain cavity doubled in size in about 2 million years. Some people say it's less than 200,000. Homo sapiens
less than 200,000 years?
Yeah. Homo sapiens arrived 200,000 to 300,000 years ago.
That's a big gap, right?
It's a big gap. Well, but science is like that. So you want to, you know, to be scientifically accurate here, I need to show the extreme margins of what's been estimated. So if we accept 2 million years, that and it's been shown in the fossil record, this is true, the oldest Homo sapien fossils are 300,000 years old now. But we have a suddenly doubling of the human brain, and with that our language centers increased, our ability to prognosticate, to plan, and there's no explanation for this currently. And even though we may not be able to prove it, I ask people to suspend their disbelief for a second. Now think of this. Our primate ancestors are going across the savannah. They ingest these mushrooms as a clan. Massive input for anyone who's eaten these mushrooms. Huge amounts of data is coming in. Fractal patterns, geometrical, you know, landscapes occur. You have empathy. You have greater courage. You're fighting a saber-toothed tiger. You know, one day you have a fear of it. We know now from neurogenesis and the extinction of the fear response that has been clinically proven, psilocybin allows you to reset and have different neurological pathways to respond to fear, overcoming the fear conditioned response, potentially PTSD, and there's a lot of research on this currently. So, but this wouldn't happen one time with one hominid group. It wouldn't happen 2 times, 10 times. It happened millions and millions and millions and millions of times over millions and millions of years. This leads to what I think is called, this should be called epigenetic neurogenesis. We know that there's a regeneration of neurons. We know that psilocybin substitutes the serotonin. It opens the floodgates of the senses. You have a lot more data coming in. And we know that it has the extinction of the fear response. So if you're the leader of your clan, you've had this traumatic event, either war or cataclysm from earthquakes, whatever the case may be, or encounter a saber-toothed tiger, whatever. If you're the leader of that clan and you can overcome your fear response, you have courage and you have empathy. Those are leadership skills. I think people should take note of it. People like to follow leaders who are courageous and yet kind, who they can trust. They'll have their best interests in mind. So I think this propelled, I think it's a very good explanation. It's an unprovable hypothesis. But now we're at a junction, and we're ready for the next quantum leap in human consciousness.
For more interesting videos like...
Let me fix the sound. right, so what we were talking about, fucking computer chips, Neuralink, and mushrooms, and fucking humans and monkeys. This is, man, it's a deep fucking.
And they
I'm
all
pouring, hold up, and they all connect.
They all connect.
And they all.
If you were
that's
listening,
that's what fucking made us. Hold up. You go in. Let me pour my fucking drink. Well, career, I guess. Okay.
as long
So
as I
what
make
do we
some money,
think about the theory? What do we think about the theory? Okay, so
It's a
basically, I'm gonna
it's a
summarize it.
hypothesis.
I'm gonna summarize it. It's a fucking theory.
It's a hypothesis.
I don't give a fuck. I
Sure.
think it's good
That
enough
shit's
to
facts.
be a-
That
to
shit
be a
is
theory.
facts.
Hold up. All right. So what do we think about this shit? Okay. So basically, this is what happened. The forest receded to grassland. Psilocybin mushrooms grew. Anyone who has done psilocybin mushrooms, or let me just explain to you what they are. They are something that opens up, honestly, like a pathway where you see and feel emotions that you didn't know were there, but you honestly know are there.
Yeah.
But you just don't express them in your everyday life.
You have to
because-
take shrooms to know what he's talking about.
Yeah. It's just crazy.
Yeah,
It
there's
is-
a subconscious that you do not have access to, and you don't even realize that it's there until you take mushrooms, and then you realize that it's there, but you still can't really access it until you.
So
Till
the theory
psilocybin
is that
accesses you.
monkeys over millions of years were eating these mushrooms for food because as forests receding to grasslands, blah blah blah, these mushrooms, it's the environment for them to grow. And it would be easy food for them to pick them and eat them. And then when they would take these mushrooms, they would be like geeked out and see things
Yeah.
and fucking
Figure shit out. Literally.
Yeah, and
just
no,
figure shit
but
out and
really-
just bounce fucking
really
ideas or
feel
whatever
emotions.
off
No,
each other.
because
Fucking
it's the emotions that they gained.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they were on the path to like Neanderthals anyways, but it's the brain that really transformed us into
Yeah.
what we are now. So, and one thing about mushrooms is they increase neuroplasticity. And neuroplasticity is like you want your brain to be more plastic because as your brain creates more wrinkles, the softer it is, the easier it is to learn. That's why babies and kids learn things much faster than adults because their brains are a lot softer and plasticky. So and this is actually like something I learned. If people in like the 60s and 50s would smoke a lot of cigarettes because cigarettes and nicotine increases neuroplasticity. So like when that ban came around, that's why you would see like in movies back then, a lot of doctors would be smoking cigarettes like in
a
the
lot of
fucking
sophisticated people still smoke cigarettes.
Yeah, because it increases neuroplasticity.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's honestly probably better things like nicotine gum or something.
There's definitely a better way to get nicotine.
that
Nicotine isn't a bad. Nicotine has a complete,
But-
horrible fucking reputation.
But
It's
one
not. It's
thing
not
is-
as bad as.
Let's talk
people
about
think.
this. Let's talk about this. Microdosing and Adderall. Okay, so a lot of parents drug up their kids and give them Adderall when they're kids, and what that does is it hardens their brain.
Yeah.
And it lets them focus, but their brain isn't able to form these extra wrinkles. But microdosing does a very similar thing.
Yeah.
But
the opposite way, 'cause it softens the brain.
It softens the brain, so
Yeah.
you're able to form extra wrinkles. It's more like natural.
Yeah, so it helps you in the
And
long run.
Of course, the government doesn't explore this idea because it actually
It's a
helps.
taboo
people.
idea.
and it does, and it's not a drug. It's
Yeah.
not. They're
Yeah.
not gonna make billions of dollars off it a
Yeah.
year. And honestly, one thing I think about, like, if I would have had any other parents, bro, I probably would have been drugged up as a child. Like, I probably would have been given Adderall.
Yeah.
Given.
Yeah, me too. Definitely.
Like, for sure,
Yeah,
I was a
definitely,
fucking
yeah.
asshole
Yeah.
in the classroom. Like, I was
Uh-huh.
loud.
I was always getting. Yeah.
Teachers would probably email my mom and be like, "Get your kid on this shit." Like, fuck.
They would, bruh.
Like, I swear, and like the school probably did too. And they're trying to get you on that shit, and it's just like, what the fuck? Like, why?
Yeah. Well, it's because it makes their job easier. If you're not jumping around in the classroom, if you're just sitting down like a fucking
Yeah,
little
but
sheep.
it's like deeper because it's part of the medical
I don't know if it
industrial
is.
complex, dude. Absolutely.
Those teachers
Because
don't care about that. Those teachers
are
just
part
want
of
their
the-
life to be easier.
The teachers are part of.
They're
the
not gonna
complex.
get. They're not gonna get any more money, though.
They don't realize it. It's just like the regular.
They just want their life
everyday
to be
liberals.
easier.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Well, they're just told, if a kid's on Adderall, tell their parents, or if a kid's crazy in the classroom tell their parents to explore this or talk to their doctor. And the parents just like, oh, great, I didn't know, like, this could be great for my kid.
And those parents might even, because they're stressed out too, because fucking raising a kid isn't obviously easy.
Yeah, but
so
that doesn't mean you take the easy way out. And this goes back to what we talked about earlier. You have to do hard things so that when you do things like raise a kid that actually matters, you don't take the easy way out.
Yeah.
You don't drug your kid up.
Exactly.
Like, what percentage of people are on Adderall as a kid?
Yeah.
Like, there's
it's
no
I know
fucking
a lot of,
reason.
I know so much kids that took Adderall.
So many. Like prescription. 15-year-olds on Adderall. For what reason?
15
like
fucking milligrams.
They're not that fucking crazy in the head that they need that.
Yeah.
Like, fuck. I was off the walls in the classroom.
Let them figure shit out.
Fucking, yeah, but, like, creativity is something that drives society.
Yeah.
And this is another thing I wanted to talk about. So, like, why are humans so infatuated with art and creativity and music? And that's really something that comes from mushrooms. Like, when you're on mushrooms, you're so infatuated with art and music and feeling and, like, emotions.
It's because you can appreciate how hard people worked on everything.
Well, I don't even really think it's that. It's like the access in our brains to perceive that stuff is just heightened. Yeah. So imagine, like, monkeys took that shit millions of years ago and they saw something and it was like it's
holy
just
shit,
like a slow build-up, man, to what we are today, where we are a culture that absolutely loves music and art, and we spend millions and millions and millions of dollars on these things. And, like, what other species in the world gives a fuck about that shit? Like, they want to eat. Like, we're so different. And I don't think people realize, like, people are like, oh, they're like gorillas. Maybe gorillas, like, I don't, like, the fact that we appreciate things like art and music and we have the capacity for that is just so crazy to me. It's like almost overwhelming. And
compared to the other animals, but people are so used to it, so that's why they don't even think it's so crazy. But compared to other animals, it's literally insane.
But once you, like, understand that we're just so different.
Like, other animals, no other animal can even plan. Like, most other animals can't even plan. Like squirrels can fucking hide their nuts and shit, but that's just a natural instinct in their body. That's not their brain looking for it. They're like, oh, I'm gonna eat this nut this week and this nut this week. Like, humans, we have fucking like, we're gonna plan this week, and then we have our fucking months in advance. Like, what the fuck? A fucking bear's not thinking 3 months in fucking advance.
Yeah, but one thing I think that's crazy is, like, I think dogs and wolves are honestly, like, two of the most intelligent animals, because I think they do have a sense of emotion, and maybe that's because they're around humans a lot more. Like, they're the animal that is by far around humans a lot more, and cats too.
That was
cats
the first
too.
animal that we domesticated. Was
absolutely
dogs.
So it's like, is it rubbing off? Are they getting into the? They might be getting into the same things we are, because they're around us. You know, they absolutely are developing in a weird way. You know, that's like deep end shit, but it's like the capacity to, like, feel things and create is just like something only humans have.
Yeah.
Something only humans have.
Like, no other animal sits there and fucking works on anything of an art form. That's not in any other fucking culture.
And another idea,
art is strictly human.
And off the topic of, like, mushrooms and the stoned ape theory, another idea I've been exploring a lot lately is, like, what makes a human fulfilled? Like, how can I go to bed every night feeling fulfilled? Because honestly, like, it's hard. Like, you know, you go to training every day and you do the most you can, but some days I know you go to bed and you're like, fuck, I could have done more.
Trained harder. Yeah.
Or, like, and maybe you left every stone unturned. Every stone unturned. But you will still feel like that. But after a fight, you don't feel like that for a night.
Like a
and it's like,
baby.
And it's like, one idea I've been exploring is that human creation, or like human fulfillment, comes from creation. So like when you're in a fight, just like for you, so that you can understand, when you're in a fight, you're creating art and you're creating memories for people, and you're creating memories for people, and those are things that will last forever. Like I remember your first fight. That's a memory. You created that. So that's like creation. A podcast. This is a creation. It can expand and it can help people in some ways. So, and like I feel like those might be some of the most fulfilled people, like people that create art. But you know, sometimes artists are really depressed because they only get that high like maybe once every 10 years because it takes them so long. But like basketball players, they're really fulfilled during their careers because they're able to create these memories and these experiences every day. And like money, you're able to create experiences for you and your family. And that leads to fulfillment. But if you run out of money, you're not able to create that anymore. So it's like creation and fulfillment really go hand in hand. But I mean, but necessarily money doesn't have to be involved in that equation either. You can create things.
But definitely. But obviously money helps. But
it helps.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
It's a lot easier. Yeah, it's a lot easier to fucking create with money. But if you don't have that money, then you could fucking go out and figure something to create. Whether it's fucking, whether it's your fucking own body, whether it's fucking anything, whether it's your mind. Creation is key. Definitely?
Yeah, it's just like a weird idea I've been exploring lately.
Yeah.
And honestly, so like one thing that.
Because working on something, it has like, you have meaning for that at the end. Like you have a feeling for that at the end. Like it's not just a fucking another thing.
Yeah, and honestly, like one thing I've been struggling with lately is like what makes me feel fulfilled. Like, okay, like a lot of people give me advice on what to do in life, and I'm like, yeah, that would be great. I'll make money doing that. I'll make great money. And I'll be able to start a family. And a lot of reason people start families is because they're looking for fulfillment. And what is more fulfilling than raising a family, right?
Yeah, having a fucking
it is fulfillment.
Cheer you on.
It is fulfillment.
Being the king of the family.
But truly, it is fulfillment every day to know you're feeding a kid and you're feeding a wife.
Yeah.
Like that is easy fulfillment.
Yeah.
It's easy. Like obviously, can go into debt, live a regular life. You know, but there's more. You can search for that fulfillment that isn't easy. That is the harder path that the 1% walks. And I feel like that
you really want.
And that you really want. And people aren't chasing that in society anymore. They're not encouraging it. Like people will say the American dream is dead. Nah, it's just dead for like the fucking pussies and the liberals. Fucking 2 million new millionaires every year. 2 million in America. 2 million.
That's crazy.
Like everyone can't be a millionaire, but fucking everyone on my Snapchat can, for sure.
Yeah.
That's 100 people.
Yeah,
that's 200 people. Come on. Like
for sure.
That's some. It's just like let's
People
push that. Let's push that standard. Let's elevate.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that? What do you think about just like people needing to elevate themselves and just try to be better?
If you don't do that, like it goes back, you can't sleep at night. How are you able to sleep at night?
Well, they drink alcohol and they smoke weed, and that's why everyone's fucking.
Yeah.
That's why fucking 16-year-olds are fucking doped up. Like maybe we were, because we were taught we're not able to fucking do that shit.
Yeah.
We can't do that shit. But you can, because they tell you that you can't fucking dream like that. And that you need to just go $50,000 in debt right after school. And you need to go to college because that is absolutely what you have to do. Nah, absolutely not. Walk the harder path.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
college is the easy path, honestly. I mean, for me, I would have probably fucking failed out of college, so it wouldn't have been easy for me, like literal speaking. But in the long run, it is the easier path.
It's 4 years.
It's 4 years of that bullshit hard work, and then you're fucking have a job. And then
Hey,
you're fine.
but one thing I do want to say, there's nothing wrong with going to college. Like, I have friends from high school
Yeah.
who fucking
There's nothing wrong with it.
who fucking went to high school, got straight A's, got full fucking scholarships, and are fucking gonna be making $150,000
Yeah.
next year. 22 years old. Those dudes are gonna be millionaires. Like,
Those dudes
I'm
are-
riding
yeah,
with those
that's
dudes.
gangster.
Those dudes, man, I don't
Yeah.
envy them, but I admire them.
Uh-huh.
They fucking did it. Like,
Yeah.
they fucking got those grades in high school. They're fucking able to do it all.
Yeah.
Like 22, but a
They're
lot of
also
people.
stuck in that social construct.
Yeah, but I mean, you're able to get that money.
Yeah,
You're able to
definitely.
get out of that construct
Yeah.
as well once you're older. Because I mean, one thing is, if you don't have debt, that's a big difference.
Yeah.
If you don't have debt, because you're still
sure.
able to go move anywhere. Like they
Yeah.
have a nursing fucking whatever. They're able to go anywhere. So and no debt.
Yeah.
No debt. No debt's the huge thing. If
Yeah.
you're in $50,000 debt, you're
That's a
locked
huge
down.
thing.
And that's what a lot of Americans are in. Like they buy
Yeah.
houses they can't afford. There's never leaving here.
Or go to
They're-
fucking school that they think they need.
Yeah, they got $500,000 in
fucking
debt, changed
so
majors 4
curses.
times, done. Like, I don't know why it's so encouraged to tell 18-year-olds to fucking pick what you want to do, go to school for this, go immediately take $50,000 out for your
Yeah.
freshman year,
That's
stay in
horrible. Yeah.
dorms. Like, what the fuck? Who is
Yeah.
encouraging this? And it's liberals because they want you trapped in the system and they want you to be depressed and say, someone
then-
come save me. No one's coming to save you.
And then they go to fucking school and then brainwash you for 4 more years.
And
Harder.
and give you no skills.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for anyone
The only
that's getting.
skills they give you
I'm
is fucking
sorry
social.
for anyone that's getting a 4-year psychology,
They
a
know that
4-year
shit.
kinesiology
They know
degree.
that shit.
Yeah, they're
They know
like
it's bullshit.
$120,000 in debt to
Yeah.
fuck off and go work for $40,000 a year. You're never paying that off. But I mean, but I'm not talking shit because we need people that go to college, but it's just like it's not a lifestyle choice that I
It's
think
definitely
people
not.
listening to this podcast want because they don't want to live their lives in debt.
Yeah. You don't want to live
You'll
your life.
never pay
cashing
it
up.
off.
Imagine you have to start. Imagine you're fucking playing a video game as yourself. You have to start every fucking day with negative money. You just have to constantly work up. And you're like,
Man.
fuck, dude, like this isn't even fun. Like, what the fuck do I do? Like, this is
Yeah,
a horrible
and you
game. Like,
can-
why the fuck would I ever turn on
And
this
you
game?
can lie to yourself and
Yeah.
fucking spend your bank account every week.
And yeah, and
and
that
then pay
little
it
money.
off.
Yeah, but
And
that
then-
fucking overhead fucking balance.
But
is
you
still in
have
your
no
head.
ownership.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
own
You
anything.
don't- yeah, you have
You're not a
nothing.
boss.
Yeah,
You
have
don't
nothing.
own anything.
Exactly.
You're renting your whole life. You're
Yeah.
fucking like, man, that's not it.
Yeah.
You gotta
If you
fucking.
stopped working for probably like 2 weeks, you'd get
A
arrested.
Democrat said a couple years ago, you will fucking own nothing and you'll be happy. And that's what's happening. People aren't owning things. They're renting. Fucking they're not being bosses, man. You got to be a fucking individual minded person and take over.
Yeah. Yeah, people are, like we said, back around to the square one. People want the easy way out.
Yeah.
They don't want the hard stuff.
Chase
And that's
the
what I've
hard-
realized that I was scared of hard shit. Like when I fucking graduated, I had no idea what to do. And I was like, fuck, I'll just make life hard. And then I joined the MMA
Yeah.
gym, and I liked it a little more than I thought.
You
Got
know
into it.
what really got you to? What did you really like about MMA at the beginning? Because okay, you were a
I
baseball.
like that
player.
it was bullshit free, because baseball is politics and bullshit, and it's who you know, and that gets you to the top. Literally, it gets
Yeah.
you to the
No,
top.
No, understood.
Yeah.
But respect baseball players. They're fucking like the guys that get drafted and go to
Yeah.
college. They're hard workers.
yeah,
but like
yeah.
in high school, yeah, understood. It is a lot of like coach's friend, whatever. Yeah, that's one thing I really loved about wrestling. It was
Yeah.
always like, man, you can be small, but if you beat everyone around
Yeah.
your weight,
They
you're
can't do
gonna be
anything
a
about
dog.
it. You could be a fucking
You're gonna be
asshole.
good.
You could fucking fuck everyone off. You could
Yeah.
You could tell.
Or
them to
you could
fuck
be
themselves.
a nerd. Or you could
Or
be
you
a
could-
nerd.
you could also be
and
that
you
side.
could be a fucking like we had so many
Yeah.
kids on our team,
But
who
nobody
were,
can tell
who
you
were
what to do.
nerds.
Yeah.
Went to college on full scholarships for academics,
Yeah.
and then they wrestled and they were fucking dogs in
Exactly.
the room. And you can just, you know, if they were on the football field or something, they
Probably
probably
got
never
dogged,
would have got
yeah.
that respect.
Yeah.
But in the room, you know, you put your hands on someone, you let them know, That's respect.
Yeah.
That's respect.
Yeah.
And
yeah, once
back to your journey, like, what did it? So like, you got into MMA, and it was like first practice. You probably got fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, what did you
I'm
go
pretty
home?
sure, yeah,
what did
like
you
3
go home and
times.
think?
Because remember, I had the bag in my garage a little
Yeah.
bit, and we rolled around.
Was that
So, like,
before
I
your
was-
first MMA practice, or was
Yeah,
that?
that was before all that. It was like when I was like hitting the bag and stuff. I thought I knew how to throw a punch and shit, obviously. And then you go to practice and you get your ass kicked, and you fucking realize there's no bullshit, and like that was the first time I've ever been like a one-on-one environment. Like I never fucking wrestled. I was always on a team. I always had people to back me up. And once you're in there by yourself, it's a different type of mindset. And you only have yourself. And you're locked in there with someone who's trying to fucking tear you up.
Absolutely.
Then it's
Yeah.
terrifying. And
Yeah.
you have one thing to do, and you can't fucking freak out, obviously. That's not the fucking thing. You can't freak out and fucking run. You have only a certain amount of fucking feet to go. So you fucking go right at them, and you have to have your eyes up and your fucking head up, and you have to be thinking.
Man, you
gotta
got
be
me
fucking,
ready.
Yeah.
Fucking
You gotta
crack
be
someone
fucking-
right now.
Yeah.
I'm ready to crack someone right now. Keep talking. I'm ready to crack someone.
No, you got it too hyped.
Sorry. I started sweating, man. You were talking about cracking someone, man.
Oh, but
Ooh.
that's what it has to be
The
done.
gym's right next door.
And it's
The gym's
crazy.
right next door.
And it's
Fuck.
crazy because that was the
Ooh.
first experience, and the first experience was Muay Thai, and I sparred like the first 2 weeks. And sparring Muay Thai is fucking terrifying when someone's fucking 60-pound leg.
Okay, but what was like
leg
the?
is coming at you.
So like you go home after and you're like, fuck, I just got my ass kicked. What was your mindset? Were you like?
You honestly
were-
like it. I liked it because I'd never been through something like that. I've never
Like,
been through
you've
something
never
that hard
been
because I was proud. Because I was
challenged
proud. Yeah,
like
I was
that.
literally legit proud of myself, and I was like,
Fuck,
like,
I
didn't-
endured that.
Yeah, I was like, I'm fucking survived, and I didn't do bad. I'm still here. Like, I'm
Yeah,
fucking.
and I'm coming back
Yeah,
tomorrow.
exactly.
I'm coming back
Exactly.
tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
and that's
that
like
shit.
a major thing. Like,
Yeah.
I always respected the kids on the wrestling team who like never were varsity but fucking came to practice
Just
every
grinded
day
every single
and
day, yeah.
fucking like if I needed to cut weight, they would fucking bring the work. Like they would bring and try to fuck me up and keep me on my game.
Yeah.
I always really respected those kids because like
They don't have
the-
to be there.
the-
There's not necessity
yeah,
for them to be
the
there.
team
Like,
was
nobody's
good. Like
relying
they
on
didn't
them.
need to be
Yeah.
there that day, but they came and they brought the work, and you really respect that shit. And then
Yeah.
eventually, like you hope that they can rise and
Yeah.
do that shit as well.
Yeah.
And it's just like a trickle down process. Like
Mhm.
if you're
Transfer
able to give
knowledge.
that knowledge to someone else, they're gonna pass it down. Like when we were seniors, we had this group of freshmen that we could just really help out, and then they for 4 years just really dominated, and then just fucking the
They're all
next
in
group,
college
and
now,
then
yeah.
the next group, all D1,
Yeah.
all special kids,
Yeah.
and it's just cool that you're able to.
Fucking gangsta.
Yeah, that you're able to like the trickle down effect is real. If you
Yeah.
really invest in someone
I
and
mean,
you want to help them,
Yeah.
and that's
Fucking
why
use
coaches
your
are
knowledge.
so
That's
important.
a whole nother life to fucking use. When the people who transfer their fucking knowledge to you, that's the best they got. That's what they fucking learned in their life. That's if they're gonna fucking tell you something, at least me, when I'm trying to speak to someone, I'm trying to get off the best thing that I've learned, whether it's whatever I'm talking to them about, jiu-jitsu, fucking Muay Thai. I'm trying to learn the best thing. So if you're fucking listening to that, and I've done Muay Thai for 2 years, MMA for 2 years, probably almost 1.5 years, and if I can transfer that knowledge to someone who's just beginning, then that's a fucking big piece of help to them.
Yeah,
and
or,
someone who
or
fucking
someone transferring 10 years of MMA
exactly
knowledge to
me,
you.
exactly.
Man.
Someone who's been
Like-
doing MMA for 20 years, like my
Like
coach.
man, there's no comparison. Like there
Exactly.
is absolutely no
Yeah.
comparison.
Yeah. No fucking
And
YouTube video can teach you that
One
shit.
idea I really explored, like, okay, so I read a lot, and like, fucking, one idea I explore is that like, when someone passes, it's like all their experience gets transferred onto other people. Like, not even really, like literally, but like emotionally and figuratively.
Yeah.
Like when someone passes, that intense emotion you feel is like, it's as real as it can get. And it's like, it's almost like they're, I don't want to sound like too spiritual, but it's like they're energy is almost like gonna drive you forward.
Yeah.
Like their weight is gonna drive you forward,
I know what
and
you
that's something that's real.
It's
like
a burden that
it's
holds on
it's
you.
a burden that pushes you forward, and you know. That's why it's important to make connections with people and just like you know it, and they don't even have to pass away. Like you have a
They're
good
not fucking making connections.
but I
for them
feel
to
like
die and use it as motivation.
someone
That's not a
passing
thing.
away is like the extreme.
Yeah.
Like someone passes away, everyone feels that. Like, and it's just
I mean,
like
you're that's the end.
it's like a psychedelic
nothing else
experience.
after
It's
that.
like a psychedelic experience without psychedelics.
Yeah.
Like you really,
It really is, yeah.
you really feel.
It's so powerful.
It's just so powerful, and it can really move people and drive them. Like you hear people that have really fucked up lives, where like their dad passed away when they were a kid, or like tragically died, and these people go on to be special people because they're carrying that weight on their back. And you can either let it drive you into the ground, or you can let it
raise you up to the
fucking propel you forward like a fucking rocket, man. It's crazy.
Exactly.
And like, man, like, like one really important person has passed in my life, and it was my grandpa. And he really like, I appreciated him when he was alive, and I appreciate him even like, I admire this guy, but even though he's gone, like I know his like spirit is going to propel me forward, and that weight that he left and the expectations he had is going to send me to another direction that's going to fucking, you know, and maybe
because when shit gets hard, hard,
like
you need extra boost. And it's not that's not what it is for, but it's gonna be there, and and you always have that. And
you know, it's just like
nice
a perspective to look at it from.
Yeah.
Like in stories, when someone passes away, like let's say a mentor or something. Like my grandpa was really like a mentor to me, and you know, all of his lessons that he taught me really weigh on me heavier now because I need to carry that. And you know, it's not it's not like, oh, something selfish. It's like, man, that is important to me, and it's even more important to me now. And like a lot of people can speak to that. Like a lot of people that have lost more people, maybe it gets jumbled in with a lot of other people, and you can't direct it. But it's really important to carry that weight and not just like shy away from it with drugs and alcohol that can shy that away.
Numb everything.
Yeah, numb everything. You need to feel that. You need to really feel it and let it elevate you.
Yeah. You honestly have to embrace it. Like you can't fucking like
let it be a part of you. Let it be a part of you. Like
that shit happens, so you're either gonna fucking deal with it and stuff it away. And if we've learned anything, then stuffing away stuff isn't fucking the way to do anything.
Absolutely not. You gotta face that shit. Like, and that's another thing that sports and combat sports and, you know, hard endurance workouts can teach you.
Yeah.
Like, when that fatigue kicks in, you fucking face that shit and you run into the wall and you're like, fuck, I might die. Like, but fuck it, man.
Doing what you
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Like, because your mind's gonna quit 20 times before your body will.
Oh, more than that.
Yeah.
I'll probably quit 1,000 times. And your body's gonna quit before your mind even will. I promise you that.
Absolutely. 1,000 times more.
Yeah.
You have to be able to push through that wall, and you have to be able to push through that fatigue. And like a lot of people aren't able to push through that fatigue, and that's why they turn to, you know, drugs and like harder drugs. You know, there's nothing wrong with smoking weed, but you should absolutely be able to control that and like not let it control you, because a lot of people smoke weed and they think they can control it, but it's like almost it becomes a hindrance eventually. Eventually. And some people can smoke weed all day and still get their work done because they have control over it. It's not for
you
the
know what you want when you're
it's not for the faint of heart.
Yeah.
That's the way I put it. Like,
it's really easy to fucking smoke weed and just sit on the couch.
Yeah, it's really easy.
It wouldn't be hard to do that.
Yeah, it's really
easy. It'd be a fun day.
But you can also, you know, smoke weed and fucking get work done.
Yeah.
And you can also use it as a reward and not a fucking crutch.
Yeah.
that's something that's important, and I feel like that's something that society's really missing. You gotta fucking use these things to elevate you,
support,
not weigh you
yeah.
down. Not weigh you down.
They're using it as support, and they're actually they're not using it as support. They're using it as like
a
fucking,
crutch.
They're
Or a
using it
weight.
as a way out, and they should be using it as a crutch to fucking
Well, you
help
know,
them.
how many people fucking are taking 2 Adderall and a coffee before work?
Yeah, true.
Like, how many
I bet
people
you so
every
much of the
single
society,
day, every single day?
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's
It's very
normal. It's normal. And then a Xanax to go to bed. It's like,
Yeah, just plopping shit through your system every
it's
day.
like,
That's
and
crazy.
then 2 coffees at lunch and a fucking Subway sandwich and a fucking meatball marinara for dinner from Mary's. Like,
Yeah.
come on, man. You can't do that.
And we
it's
wonder,
just
yeah,
so
we wonder
bad.
why we're having hella
We
fucking
wonder
heart
why our
attacks and
country
fat.
is losing. We wonder why
Yeah.
75% of the country is obese. Like, you go to the beach, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's fucking disgusting. You see fat people everywhere.
It is.
You see fucking people smoking cigarettes. Like, it's okay to have a good time, man, but a pack a day, a fucking
You go to
3
fucking,
sandwiches. Come on.
You go to like a fucking beach in like Greece or some shit, and you find fucking ripped guys and fucking bad bitches everywhere. Like there's like not fucking fat people walking around much.
I haven't
In
experienced
Europe,
that
too.
yet, so I won't speak on it. But I'm not talking to no
All
Europeans
around Europe.
because their food shit.
They
I'm
eat,
not
but
talking
they
to
don't have.
no
They don't have.
Europeans
They might
'cause
have.
their
They might
food's
have
shit.
shit food, but they don't have fake food. We have fake food. That's the
That's
thing.
facts. That's facts. I want to blow this up.
That's gonna be me.
Motherfuckers. So,
It's gonna be me in like fucking 1,000 years.
500 years. Man, so what do you think about... Okay, let's get off that. We got on a tangent, you know, we was talking about motherfuckers who don't want to improve, don't want to be better. Goes back to Andrew Tate, as we were talking about at the beginning of the episode. It's like, just try to be better, improve every day. Like, even, man, people don't realize what 20 minutes of something can do a day.
Yeah.
Like 20 minutes of reading.
Think about
20 minutes of
running.
working out.
Yeah.
It's so huge.
If you run for 20 minutes in any direction and then just run back, you're gonna be fucking feeling amazing. That day.
And you're not gonna be like, you're gonna be able to eat ice cream,
Yeah.
whatever, and you
You're
won't be
fine.
fat.
Yeah,
you won't be
you-
fat.
literally, you're fine that day.
Like,
just fucking
just
excuse
do
that
it.
whole ice
Hey,
cream.
just
Don't
do
do
it
every day, but it's fine.
You know, you might want to walk, but no, if like you got good
Just
knees,
fucking push
fucking
through that
run,
shit. Yeah.
run.
It fucking
run.
hurts your stomach. Who cares? Your
Yeah.
stomach isn't gonna fucking keep you alive.
That's what that's what I'm talking about, man. And you know, it's just like the message is really push yourself and don't settle for what the people tell you to settle
Yeah.
for. Like, how many people, you know, people that say they want to be doctors, man, people laugh at them. People that say they
Yeah.
want to be athletes, people laugh at them. Man, use that as fuel. The laugh should be like all the more fuel, man.
Yeah.
Someone laughs at you, man, you gotta level it up. You gotta,
Exactly.
you know, they're out drinking, motherfucker. You better be working. You better be up early. You better
Exactly.
be fucking saving up. Do it.
You're working.
That's what I'm
That's-
saying. And
It's what
you
it
know,
is. It's a grind. It's
Yeah.
every day too. It's not just.
Yeah.
You don't just get fucking 3 days a week and
Money
you work,
in the
you work
bank.
hard 3 days a week.
When
and
you
you're
go
like,
to the gym every day,
I work consistently.
It's money in the bank.
Exactly.
Money in the bank. Like, you're not making cash every day, but you're fucking putting money in the
I'm
bank.
fucking yeah.
You're
I'm
putting-
in there
and-
2 to 3 times
hey,
a day, and I'm
and if-
going to full fatigue, and they can't
And
go
if
any
you're
harder.
not putting money in the bank, you're going home feeling like you want to
Yeah.
kill yourself.
Exactly. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, and then you might wake up in the morning and go twice as hard.
Yeah.
I don't know, but that's how I would feel.
Yeah.
But man, it's just like, come on,
It's-
let's
yeah.
level up. Let's level up as a culture. Let's level up as people. Let's level up as men. Let's level up as women. Let's just be better. Let's just
Let's be better as
elevate.
fucking society.
Let's level
Horrible.
up. Let's not lower our standards. You know, I've heard people say, "Oh, I can't do
Tighten
it.
our
I
expectations.
can't do it." Like, I've just, you know,
Yeah.
I've had this problem since I've been a kid. Man,
Yeah.
want to know
Who
what's
gives a
funny?
fuck?
In wrestling, every move that I sucked at as a kid was my best move when I was an older kid. It was so funny. Like, I hate this move. I don't like shooting this shot. I don't like this trip. I don't like this move on top. And then at the end of my fucking career, all my best moves were those moves.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
Gotta
you
work
need
on
to
your
run
weaknesses.
towards the challenge. Because maybe I worked those moves more because I sucked at them. So I got better at them. So, and I didn't work the moves I was good at as much because I was already good at them. So work your deficiencies and they will become your strengths.
Yeah.
You got to do that. It's important, and I'm
Exactly.
sure you see that in MMA.
Yeah.
Like, you know, maybe you got small arms. You know, you work your arms every day. Man, you're going to have cannons. You're going to have knockout power.
Yeah. And nobody's going to want to fucking get close to those arms anyways.
That's what I'm saying. It's just, yeah, back to the message. Challenge yourself. Okay. But one thing I do want to get back to is the Neuralink, man. So we were
we
talking
kind of got
about...
off the track on that.
Yeah, so we were talking about how mushrooms and monkeys turned us into humans. And then how technology and humans is going to turn us into aliens.
Exactly.
And that's the T.
And that's all one form of human.
It's
all one human.
It's a
sapien.
trickle
Human
down.
sapien is like the middle form, and like the fucking aliens and monkeys are below
And
us. And there's just,
everyone,
like,
I recommend
little
you go listen to
transition period.
Michio Kaku. Joe Rogan talks about the tiers of society. Tier 1 harnesses like the power, all the power on the earth. The volcanoes, the earthquakes, we're able to control it all. Tier 2 controls the sun, is able to harness all of that energy, the whole solar system.
100% of the sun.
Inhabitants, all the planets. Tier 3 inhabitants, fucking, it's like unexplainable. It's like fucking time travel, all that
and like
shit.
tier 4 is like fucking.
I didn't even listen to that part.
Yeah,
Man,
that-
that's like unreal.
It was literally.
We'll be there in a trillion years if we don't.
The world won't even
if we
be
don't
fucking
blow
there.
up,
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if there's not a nuke on the way from
I mean,
Russia
actually
right
no,
now.
because I think they said if we get to tier 1, then we could live for like 1 million more years or something. I think they said that.
Well, the
Like,
thing
if we
is,
make it to tier 1 by a certain year.
How old do
forgot
you
what
think
it was,
our
though.
generation is gonna live to be? I think 150.
I think we could get fucking in the hundreds. I think we could. I think
Dude,
like we could average out like 100.
Our medicine is just so good. Like,
Our medicine is good, but our health isn't.
cancer
Our
sucks
health is not good.
us though.
Yeah, true.
We can
Yeah,
live
true.
a very long
Oh
time.
yeah, me dude, I'm gonna fucking.
And maybe
I'm gonna live till I'm
and
fucking
that's
200 years
and one
old.
of the things I'm worried about is like, okay, old people get old, their social security runs out. To live, you have to have money. So that's why we need to be successful. Because in order to live to 150, you have to be able to support yourself to 150.
I don't want to start
And the
fucking
thing
working
is,
again.
they're
when
gonna
I'm
be
150.
they're gonna be throwing motherfuckers in the furnace.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna be like, you're old, you can't work.
Can't do nothing.
Bump,
Yeah.
bump, bump. Furnace, like burn them. It's gonna be bad, man. Cause what age? If there is like 30 million 120-year-olds, what the fuck? Like that is like that's
there's
like
so much people on
that's
Earth.
like California.
Yeah.
That's like America.
Yeah,
No,
it is.
America's. Oh my God, that's like America.
That's
of
a
old
that's a
people.
hu- that's a
Yeah, that's
whole
what it
nother
would. That's
population
an,
of people. That's
yeah,
just,
there would
like,
not be
dead.
enough room. There would have to be like high rises
Yeah.
to the sky, houses in the ocean.
Yeah, straight.
That's one
Dude,
thing I
have
really
you heard
wonder.
of the line? Have you heard of the line population in Saudi Arabia? I think it's
No.
either Saudi Arabia or fucking look it up. It's called the line. It's crazy. It's a whole society, and they've actually like, done like a whole construct. They've like built like a whole. They didn't build anything yet.
The line. The line.
I think Saudi Arabia.
I did not quite catch that.
I
Can
think
you
it's
please?
Saudi Arabia or Abu Dhabi.
Line. Oh my God. I'll go over to the computer. Fuck, this is gonna need so much editing.
But no, I'll keep it.
I need a fucking producer, man. Come
so
on.
loud.
I don't even got my headphones on. Get me. I'm drinking a lot
Sean
of that.
Don.
Sean Don. Come on. Producer, hit me up. You'll get paid.
Yeah, dude, the fucking line is a whole society that's built vertically on a fucking line. It's crazy, but they say like that might be like the new society because we're able to lessen the fucking the surface area of the population. So we basically just shrink everything and put it vertically instead of horizontally, then the nature can grow everywhere, so we don't fucking kill the earth. Was it Saudi Arabia? Yeah, it is Saudi Arabia.
I'm back. I really need a producer. Hey. Everyone.
Public service announcement.
I really need a producer. I really need a producer. Can we please get a producer? End of story. You'll get fucking paid. I need you to click the fucking buttons.
Good story.
Okay, the line Saudi Arabia. Keep
this
talking
shit
about
up.
it. I haven't heard about it.
So it's a vertical civilization instead of horizontal, basically. And it's, look at this shit, dude. It's literally fucking insane. This is just a little depiction. It's not real, but. Oh, the Line Project. Oh shit, it's
It
real.
ended.
Holy shit.
It ended.
Wait, does that mean it's like they made it or
The
they didn't?
exhibition, which began August 1st, will also be staged in Saudi cities, including in the Eastern Province. Blah, blah, blah. Dates yet to.
I think they're just trying to like show like what it can be.
So that's what they would want the houses.
Pull up a better picture, cause like there's like a whole I
can't find my fucking mouse.
It's like a fucking like digital like depiction of it. It's like a 3D model.
We'll go to images.
Look at video. Look at video. It'll be a good video. Yeah, do that. That's the video I saw. $400 billion. Holy shit. That's pounds.
Shut
actually.
up.
What if we got rid of streets? What if we innovated in the public space? What if we built around nature instead of over it? What if everything you needed was always a 5-minute walk away?
Fuck that. That's communism.
No, this shit's actually this shit's gonna like save us, maybe.
Oh my god, they can't see the TV. I'm gonna have to do so much editing.
As part of his 400 billion pounds.
What if we removed
I'm
cars?
editing all that out. The podcast isn't coming out till
Yeah, I gotta fucking piss.
I'll go. Let me go tell them to put the dog out. Hold up. I'm just gonna start another video.
What the fuck is up, guys? We are back to the CJ show, and today we are talking about the line. And the line is we were basically gonna make it back a full circle, back to the Type 1 civilization, and I believe this is the way we are gonna achieve that Type 1 civilization.
Humanity has existed within dysfunctional and polluted cities that ignore nature.
What the fuck is it?
Now, a revolution in civilization is taking.
Okay.
Restart it. Pause it, restart it. Dude, tell them what it is.
It's a fucking vertical. So basically, what we're doing wrong on Earth is we took up way too much fucking land, and we all know that. We took way too much fucking nature.
Don't
So
tell
we're
these people too much.
no, we're fucking compacting it and building a vertical civilization instead of horizontal. We're taking everything back and building upwards instead of outwards, and it's gonna be on a line in Saudi Arabia. That's why it's called the line.
Okay. Hold up. We're zooming in. Don't start again. I need to say my thoughts.
I feel like we should watch the video and then fucking say our thoughts.
Nope. I need to say my thoughts.
Let's hear it.
Oh, there's something wrong with the camera. So much editing. This is what happens when you don't have a fucking producer. So y'all need to get at me for a producer. Okay, what I think about this shit is that it's bad, bruh. Because we don't need to be living like that. Like, then we're living detached from nature. We're living way too close to each other.
You still go out. There's going to be more nature. We're going to be more intact with nature because it's going to be right outside our door. If we're right there, we're going to be able to step out literally our fucking house and everything. It's going to go fucking like miles and miles and miles of nature. It's going to be so much better because there's no like pollution.
Hold up. So what you're saying is that we should build straight up in the sky. Straight up in the sky and in the sky instead of on the ground.
Yeah, and you can still have fucking mansions and shit. You could like there's still like going to be it's still going to be the same shit and there's still going to be a lot of the same stuff, and we're not going to build it. We're not going to build. The whole world isn't going to be like this. It's going to be like a lot of like big
heavily
cities.
populated places.
Yeah.
Like rural places will not be like this, but maybe like Los Angeles.
We need to fucking line up San Francisco and get those fucking homeless motherfuckers out of there.
We need to get them in the sky.
Yeah.
On heroin. On heroin and meth. Okay, we're going to watch the video though, and then we're going to get back to us.
Imagine a traditional city consolidating its footprint, designing to protect and enhance nature. The line will be home to 9 million residents and will be built with a footprint of just 34 square kilometers. And we are designing it to provide a healthier, more sustainable quality of life. The line's communities are organized in 3 dimensions. Residents have access to all their daily needs within 5-minute walk neighborhoods. And the line's infrastructure makes it possible to travel end to end in 20 minutes with no need for cars, resulting in 0 carbon emissions. By leveraging AI technology, services are autonomous, saving you time and effort. Designed by world-leading architects, the line is 500 meters tall, 200 meters wide, 170 kilometers long, and housed within an elegant mirror glass facade. Intelligent solutions create efficiency and year-round temperate microclimate with natural ventilation. Energy and water supplies are 100% renewable. The line is designed as a series of unique communities, offering a wealth of amenities, providing equitable views and immediate access to the surrounding nature. With 40% of the world accessible within 6 hours, at the heart of the globe's key trade routes, a place for commerce and communities to thrive like nothing on Earth seen before. The Line, the city that delivers new wonders for the world.
Yo!
That shit was so loud. Shit's on like ultra sensitive.
Yo, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yo!
Hey, after watching that video, that's actually.
Yo, what the fuck? This shit is like Attack on Titan on steroids. Has anyone seen that shit? What the fuck? They want us. That shit's kind of cool. No, it's kind of cool. Like, it's kind of cool. Bruh, they got us living in these fucking. Woo! Like, that's kind of cool. So much nature. But what the fuck? That's crazy. Like, bro, living that close to people? What the fuck?
Yeah, you
talk.
You
bro,
really,
this shit was
you
your
really,
idea.
You really are right
I'm
on top
riled
of
up.
people.
We the first motherfuckers to talk about this shit. We got the whole floor. We got the whole floor.
We do. Yeah, no, the line is fucking. I think it's a good idea, honestly. I mean, if we're talking about long term, like I think that's the way to achieve it. You get 100% renewable energy, which is fucking wild.
That's what the line got me feeling like. What the
different
fuck?
lines could have.
Bro, this shit's crazy. Those Saudi motherfuckers are crazy, but that shit might work.
Dude, that's crazy.
Let's put all the homeless people in there.
$620 billion.
Let's put.
That's a lot of fucking money.
Let's put all the homeless people in there.
I don't know if they'll be able to afford it. We'll probably just leave them out like where they are in nature.
No.
Have them fend
there
for
would
themselves.
be so much room for so cheap. Because what's expensive is the land mass. Like, we can build a house for so cheap.
Yeah.
But it's the land that... So if we build it in the sky, it's so much cheaper.
Yeah, that's what.
Holy
Exactly.
fuck. I need to watch one more video on that. That was insane, man. Linears.
Why
15
study?
minutes? That's too long.
Yeah.
Holy fuck. Holy fuck. So, what the fuck?
So actually, go back to what we were looking at on the Google.
There's no back here.
No, like on the, right there, yeah. Wait, where's like where we were
This is the
once?
one. Turn your mic off. One more.
What if we got rid of streets? What if we innovated in the public space? What if we built around nature instead of over it? What if everything you needed was always a 5-minute walk away?
So they're saying there's gonna be no fucking roads, no fucking anything, just tunnels through a little sliver in the city, covering like 1 mile in diameter and fucking 170 kilometers in length, and then everything around it is just nature. And then there's like 1 billion people living in this little trail. What the fuck? That's the most insane shit I've ever seen. And I didn't zoom in for the video, so that's our fault. But all right. So what we're saying is fuck communism.
It's only 105 miles.
170 kilometers. Yeah, so 105 miles. Man, you know, so if we did that in Saudi Arabia, that might be a fucking good thing.
I mean, if we keep on.
Like, that's not in America. It's not
Keep
like
on
they're
going.
saying they're gonna
Yeah.
do that through America.
Yeah.
So let's do it. Let's get some nature back. But there ain't much farmland over there. I feel like we should do that like through Alabama. Get all those cousin fuckers in a line, and then
We probably
we'll
need to do it
fucking-
in California, honestly.
Hey, yeah, fuck California. We're out of here anyways.
Just do a whole line up the coast.
Fuck, dude, California got the most fertile soil. Let's trap all these communists like they want to be. That's
They
the
could
way.
keeping
The
fucking
line.
those stupid little vegetables.
The
I'll
line,
stick
Saudi Arabia.
my grass-fed fucking
Camera
beef.
just died.
That's the. Oh.
We'll end it on the line.
Yeah.